didn't want to do it. All right, so this time what we're going to do is we're given the magnitude or norm of one vector and the norm of another vector, and we're given the angle between them. I'm giving it both in degrees and radians because I think in radians, but at first you may think in degrees. And then what I'm asked to do is find the norm of u plus 2v. So, okay, Kitty, I don't think you're going to help any. How do we do this? Basically, what we're going to do is the clever trick here a lot of the time in linear algebra when you're asked to find the length of something, what you want to do is find the length squared, because what we always have, and we say it as a property, the norm of x squared is x dot product with itself. So using that with this vector gives us a way of calculating, and then we can use all of the FOIL rules and all of these things and the properties of dot product to help expand. So we're going to do that exactly with this. The norm of u plus 2v squared is equal to u plus 2v dot product with u plus 2v. Now what I'm really actually doing with that, same color, is I'm now going to treat this as a single vector, say w, and then I'm going to distribute it using the properties of dot product. I'm allowed to distribute dot product across a sum. So I'm going to do that now. That equals u plus 2v dot product with u plus u plus 2v dot product with 2v. Now I'm going to use the same rule but in reverse. If you really want, I can turn it around also, because dot product is commutative, so u dot v is v dot u, so I can turn these around, which we'll do in the end. And so I'm going to do that same property twice. Now what this gives me is u dot u plus 2v dot product u plus, here I get u dot product 2v plus 2v dot product with 2v. Now again, using all the properties, I'm again using the fact that norm of u dot u is norm of u squared, and we can use the properties of scalars where we can just pull all the numbers to the front of dot product, which I'm going to do, and v dot u is u dot v, so I can turn these around. So this is equal to, this one is the norm of u squared plus, this one is 2 v dot u, I'll go slow, right now I'm taking the number to the front, plus, next what I'm going to do is here, it doesn't matter what coordinate it's in, I can also write that as u dot v, 2u dot v. And here I've got a 2 in both coordinates, it doesn't matter, I'm going to pull them both to the front, 2 times 2 is 4, and then we have v dot v, which is norm of v squared. Pushing's in the way. The norm of u plus 2v squared is the norm of u squared plus 2v dot u plus 2u dot v plus 4 times the norm of v squared. U dot v is equal to v dot u, so I'm going to turn that one around. We'll go slow. So this is norm of u squared plus 4. We can add those once I turn it around. U dot v plus 4 norm of v squared. We're almost ready, and we can put everything in. The last thing I need is, in the unit circle, I need cosine of 150 degrees. And so in this, however you want to memorize this, I don't really like the cast rule either, but there we go. So what that says is sine is positive, so cos is going to be negative, and then what is it going to be? The exact value is, this is 5 pi over 6, so we're going to get root 3 over 2. So cos of 5 pi over 6, or cos of 150 degrees, is negative root 3 over 2. And why do I need that? Because u dot v is equal to norm of u times the norm of v times cosine of 150 degrees. And then so now I can get rid of all of these with the original information that they gave me. They gave me the magnitude of u, they gave me the magnitude of v, and they gave me the angle between them, which I've now computed as negative root 3 over 2. So we can put all that information in there. This was, the norm of u was 2 squared plus 4 times u dot v, which will be the norm of u, which was 2, times the norm of v, which was root 3, times cosine of the angle between them, which is negative root 3 over 2, plus 4 times root 3 squared. Now I'm going to simplify that. Equals 4 plus these 2's cancel, and then I get actually a minus because of the negative, minus 4 times root 3 is 3, and then plus 4 times root 3 is 3, which is going to cancel nicely. And careful, this is what the most common mistake, it asks for the norm of it, not the norm squared. So the norm of u plus 2v squared is equal to 4, which is a nice perfect square. So the norm of u plus 2v is equal to the square root of 4, which is 2. Mic drop. Ideally before we post them from now on. Here's one more quick edit at the end of, you'll notice at the end of my lectures and or videos is probably the probability is highest where I will make a mistake is near the end. So at the end of this video again, I think it's just because I erased everything and you grabbed the wrong number. I thought I was supposed to be a 2, which was I think the previous problem that I'd done. So the norm of u is 4, the norm of v is root 3, and theta between them is 5 pi over 6, and we already did that in the video. So cos of 5 pi over 6 is going to be equal to negative root 3 over 2. So then we have all the pieces we need, and that's the information they gave us. And then so now putting that in there with the correct value, the norm of u is 4 squared plus 4 times, oh, now we have to do the norm of u times the norm of v times cosine of 5 pi over 6. So we can do them all. You don't have to put it all in at the same time. I deal with this, and then plus 4, we know what this is. This is root 3 squared. So that gives me now 16, not 2 squared, which was 4. There's the error. And there will probably be one right here too. Plus 4 times root 3 times negative root 3 over 2 was cos of 5 pi over 6. And then plus 4 times 3. So this time we're going to get equals 16 plus, so what happens here is we get 4 times, I'm going to cancel the 2 and the 4, and it leaves just a 2, and then we get root 3 times 3 is 3, and then we have negative, and then this will be plus 12. So I have to squeeze it in there. Now what do I get? This is 16 plus 8 times 3 plus 12, which is 28 minus 24, which is 4. We've calculated the norm squared, and if they wanted the norm, then we have to take the square root. The norm of u plus 2v squared is equal to 4. So the norm of u plus 2v is the square root of 4, which is 2. Now it's right. Coincidentally, if you notice when you look at both of the end of those videos now, the numbers that we changed them now to the correct one, it didn't change the final answer. The numbers stayed as 4 and 2, but it's important to get the numbers right and do the correct calculation with the correct numbers.